All right,
Coach.
let's get started. I waited a little bit longer today because everybody was a little bit behind. So let's get it started with talking to everyone about your successes, your challenges. I'm gonna go, since it's a small group today, we're just gonna go through each of you guys. Nicole, why don't we start with you? Tell me a little bit about your successes, your challenges.
Well, success, I guess, is hitting the 20 pounds mark.
Yeah, congrats.
Challenge is, it's been a little bit of a tough week. Well, the last week and a half. But I still managed to stay on track, and I did crappy food, or I did my workouts. I only missed last week when I wasn't really able to do it. But other than that, yeah, I was still here present, and in my mind, I was looking forward to join again to work out, because I know for some reason, like, fuels me, like it gives me more energy and negative thoughts going away.
That's amazing. That's really nice to hear, because so you see how things are changing slowly, but things are changing, right? So you're gonna see, yeah. So like in terms of how you're thinking, how you're processing things, things happen to you, things happen to everyone, but how you react to them, how you process them, what you're thinking of it, is what really determines how you're going to your behavior, right? So you're showing up. This is really important. Even on a bad day, you're still showing up, and that's consistency, right? That's what we're after. All right. And anything else you would like to share with us? Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think that's all.
All right. Awesome. Okay, Maria, tell us a little about some successes and challenges. What's going on in your life? Must be exciting to be. You're retired, right?
Yes, I'm retired.
I can't wait for retirement.
Yeah, right. You only end up being more busy.
Yeah.
But that's a challenge, and that's a reward too, to be busy with family and grandchildren and all of this stuff. But the challenge is still that I don't make enough time, and I don't enough time for myself, because I'm always involved with something or other. There seems to be some kind of a little crisis happening somewhere all the time. And I always tend to put myself last. But I did go to my meeting yesterday morning with Coach Patrick, and I'm here this morning, and I bought a whole bunch of fresh vegetables yesterday. Yeah, and I'm going to be buying less fruit and more vegetables.
Perfect. All right, thanks for sharing. I'm just curious. So you said that you have to deal with all those little crises, right? And are these things that absolutely require your attention?
Absolutely no.
Okay. And is it like, yeah, go ahead, keep going.
But a life of always doing everything for my kids and then my grandkids, it doesn't feel right to not put them first all the time.
Okay.
And we're talking about COVID challenges and all of that. So it puts a whole other spin into my way of just being available for everybody all the time.
Okay, and what do you do when you're not here?
What do I do?
Yeah, when you're gone, where you're not around anymore, what do you do? They're gonna have to eventually do things on their own.
Yep.
So that's not helping them out a lot. I'm more personally, I'm more the attitude, hey, you're gonna learn, you're gonna fail, great, you're gonna learn. Right?
I guess.
Yeah. All right. So I'm joking. Here's what I have to say. Of course, I understand that you want to do so many things for the people that you love, people that are around you. Not always the best thing to do. I like to get people set up to do things on their own. But one thing that you did say is you're putting others first before yourself, and that's not the best way to go around things, because if you can't take care of yourself, if you're not putting yourself first, how are you going to help them?
Exactly.
Right.
But,
so you have to prioritize your health first so you can be there for them. Then you avoid being a burden instead, right? Because if your health is not right, then you got them stressing out over you.
Well, possibly.
Simply taking care of you is helping them, I think.
Right.
Right. So that's one way to look at it. Just saying, just sharing my thoughts and maybe find a better way to deal with things, because it sounds like you're struggling finding time to make time for yourself, to take care of your health. So maybe the way you're handling things might not be the best, right? So maybe you're looking at some other alternatives might help you find more time for yourself. It's not always time management. It's not always it's more about priority. Right. So like you said yourself, you're not prioritizing yourself. Right. So prioritize yourself a little bit more. Maybe have one day that is, hey guys, today's my day. Nobody comes to disturb me. Today's my day. Right. That would help you get some things done.
Right.
Yeah. Anything else that you're struggling with, Maria?
No, I just need to focus more on staying with the program, and because I think I've joined 2 or 3 months now, and I need to almost go back to the beginning and learn or just focus almost like from the beginning again into the actual diet and just focus on this, because I remember being quite happy a few months ago, and I just go back to my old ways, and so I got to change that.
Yep, it's hard to change those habits, right? It's so easy to go back to your old habits. This is something that will require constant work every single day. Eventually, it will get better, but you just have to keep at it and be consistent with it. Okay, and that's what we're here for. That's what the program is for. Right. Thanks for sharing, Maria. All right, Justina, I don't think I've ever heard from you. Tell us about your successes and your challenges for the week.
This is my first week doing everything, and then it's very challenging for me. But thanks for Patrick. Is always support me.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I think right now I already know about I know more about the knowledge, like portion of the food, and then which one is carb, protein, something like that. Before, I never pay attention. So this is good for me, but it's very challenging, especially the workout, Patrick. Hi, Patrick. It makes me sore here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like more energetic, and then I feel a little bit like lighter.
Perfect.
Yes. One challenge that you were facing when we started is you had a lot of aches and pains, like the lower back, the calf, and so I got you to just do stretches every day for the first bit. And so you told me in the chat that your calf is getting a lot better. So that's a big win. Nice work.
Yeah. It's correct. Actually, without realize, I feel that there's no more pain in my left calf. Patrick, usually I feel tight there, and then no more right now. It's
amazing
good,
what a little bit of stretching and strengthening can do. Now the challenge is now you need to maintain that, because as soon as you stop stretching, the pain is going to come back. So you got to maintain your stretches to maintain the no pain in your calf. Does that make sense?
But the thing is, I never do some workout like this, especially core. So I'm not flexible yet. And then, so it's very hard. It's like push up and then whatever. So I have to do it slowly, right?
Yes. Slow and steady wins the race.
Okay. Yeah.
Most important part, do it slowly, but be consistent every day.
Okay.
That's right.
Doing great.
The most what Patrick just said, the most important part is to be consistent every day. You can start, even if we assign you a 30 minutes workout and you can only do it for 15 minutes the first week, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
But next week, maybe you try doing it for 18 minutes. After this, 20 minutes, right? But you're progressing. You can't do 15 push-ups like we asked, no problem. Can you do 5? Awesome, do 5. Right?
Okay.
It's progressive. It's not something that's just going to happen just like that flip of a switch. No. Right. And I would bet that you haven't been doing stretches for a very long time before you met Patrick, right? Now, what sucks about the body is that you gotta maintain it. It's like a car. Now, I know some people that lease a car every couple of years. Only if we could do that with our bodies, right? Lease a body every couple of years, brand new body. No pain, no aches. But you can't. You have to maintain that old Corolla until it dies.
Okay.
That's just the way it is. So take care every single day, do something, do a little stretch. The most important part, like Patrick said, is consistency. And consistency means doing this even on a day when you don't feel like it. Okay. All right, perfect. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Justina. Gail, let's go with you next.
All right, so successes are still being really consistent in nutrition and exercising. Now, I know this, I mean, yes, so it's kind of still like in that honeymoon phase. This is only the end of the second week for Clay and I, and we're loving it. We're seeing the changes. We're feeling better. So everything is awesome. So I just hope that we can continue to keep it going, you know, 2-3 months into the program. So yeah, but we definitely, we're extremely busy as a family. We're here, there, and everywhere. And we've always been the type of people to always put other people first, kind of like Maria. So, you know, finding that time to prioritize and making sure that we do our exercises and that I'm, you know, prepping for our meals and not having to struggle with the cooking and things like that. So planning out for our family first and making sure we have the time for ourselves so that we can go and be 100% for everyone else after. So yeah, we hope that we're able to keep that going.
That's perfect. You said, I could not have said it better. So you said what you gave yourself as the solution, right? And this is perfect. Yes, you're busy. And I know you guys are like over social media every single day. You guys do an amazing job online out there in the community. And it is, I know, I can imagine how busy you guys are. And having the right plans, the right things going on, the right structure, the right systems, which is what I'm going to talk about today in a bit, is really going to help you. Right? There's no other way. Otherwise, you're always going to feel overwhelmed. You're always going to be taking it like one task at a time. You don't want this. You want to be ahead of the game, right? So yeah, you guys are doing awesome. Let's keep it going. Don't think about 2-3 months yet. I just need you guys to think about 1 day at a time, 1 week at a time. That's it. Okay. If you think for too far down the road, you're going to be overwhelmed. Right. All right. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Gail. Aisa, how's it going?
I start that with a laugh. For me, I don't know. The success.
Yes.
Well, you know, I've been having a lot of challenges, but I think the success is, I think I've finally gotten over that valley of despair of
disappointment, the valley of disappointment. Yes.
And I'm at the point where I'm kind of like at that informed optimism where I know even though I'm not where I want to be, you know, like it's great to see people succeeding in this group because it inspires you, but also at the same time it makes me feel like, oh my gosh, I should have done more, I could have done more, but I didn't, right? So now I'm at the point where, you know what, I can still get back into it. You know what, I have the solutions and I just got to jump back into it and I'll get the results that I was getting. And just listening to you right now, Coach, when you were saying about, you know, we can't trade our bodies, we can't you know, like just trade our bodies like a car. I'm thinking, well, you know what? I don't want to trade in my body. I love my body. You know, like I'm happy with my body right now. Like I'm not happy with it, but I'm happier than I was with what was happening to it before. And now, you know, like I'm learning to love my body. So I guess those are successes. And challenges is just really the scheduling with September, with business, with family, and you know, it's put me back a little bit, but I want to end it on a note where I have solutions and I just gotta work it. That's all.
Perfect. Thanks, Aisa. Okay, this was really, really awesome. For those of you guys who don't know, Aisa has been like super consistent over the past, what, like 4 months now, more than that. Yeah, she shows up every single Saturday. Like, it's amazing. Even when she's sick, she's gonna still show up for her workout sometimes when she's sick, even if she doesn't do it. It's just the fact that she shows up and she maintains consistency. Now, yeah, at some point you're gonna feel like you hit a plateau. And that's where I call this, like we talked to Aisa the other day, we call this the valley of disappointment. Like, everything, the weight is dropping really nicely, and then all of a sudden it plateaus, and then you start creeping back up again, right? So this is the time when you're like questioning your system, questioning your process. But this is 100% normal. You just have to make sure that you keep working on it. The reason at that point, when you hit the bottom of the valley, why you're questioning yourself is because you're focusing on the goal. And what you should be focusing on instead is the process and the system. You know what works, you know it works, you just got to follow it. Even when you things feel seemingly not working as it's supposed to, it's working. The fact that you're still doing it, that shows consistency. Eventually, what's going to happen is you're going to have this like sudden moment, that burst where everything may just make sense. Everything just happens. Then you see the big change. It's kind of this idea, I keep saying, is this idea of what do you call it? The bamboo that you plant it, and it takes, like, you don't see anything happening for 5 to 10 years. But what's happening underneath the soil is it's growing a crazy amount of roots and structure. And then all of a sudden, it just comes out and just bursts out, and you see all the branches growing so fast within a year, just in a matter of months. It's kind of how this idea. You just have to be consistent with your process. If you focus on the goal, everyone has goals. Winners, losers, everyone has the same goal, to win a medal, right? But only few of them actually have the right process, right? This is kind of the idea here. Everyone has a goal, but if you focus too much on the goal and expectations, then you kind of let go of the process a little bit. And that's why we're here, to make sure that you stick to the program, stick to the process. Do not give up the systems. All right, perfect. Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Aisa. Okay, let's see, who was next? Jared. How's it going, man?
Oh, pretty good.
Tell us a little bit about successes so far. How do you like the program? I know it's been only a couple of days, but what do you think so far, man?
Yeah, it has been only a couple days, but I did attend my first workout yesterday.
Piece of cake, right?
And I liked it. It was hard. I got a little bit winded and sore at the end, but as the day went on, I kind of felt better a little bit after that. I felt like I had a little bit more energy despite being a bit sore. As for challenges, get used to the system a little bit, and like just portioning my food. So I'm not used to doing that as much. That's taking a little bit of getting used to, but other than that, so far so good.
Perfect. Well, like you said, it's going to take a little bit getting used to it, right? Like you used to living a certain way before, you had a different lifestyle. Now we're asking you to make a few changes. Hopefully it's not overwhelming, but take your time as much as you need. That's why I said the next checker point will be in about 3 to 4 weeks, because I'm allowing you enough time to learn and apply them, right? And then see if you fail. And when you fail, we're like, okay, what went wrong, right? Because they're not failing, you're learning. Right? We see how to learn and adapt to new things. So every single obstacle that you meet, great. I'm very happy, because then we get a chance to fix that problem. Right? All right, Jared, you're doing great, man. Just make sure you show up every single time. Be consistent with it. Even if you feel sick or something, just let me know ahead of time. I'll give you a little stretch or something. Do something. Okay? Every day.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks, man. All right. Who was next? Carmen, are you ready? I almost missed you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am more ready than I was a few minutes ago.
Excellent.
To Jared, it is so worth it to be part of this program. I have gone down in weight since I started back in July, despite so many challenges. And even today, I still have a challenge with food storage, but I'm still doing my best. And these coaches are fantastic. And my biggest win this week, I guess, would be a consistent, slow drop in weight. It goes up and down just a little bit every day of the week, but I'm still dropping, and that's a great thing for my body. And the best example of how it's working is I have less swelling. It doesn't happen as often as before. I guess that would be the biggest win, is the consistent weight loss that helps my body function better. And the nutrition coaching is just fantastic. Even if I can't follow it specifically every single day, it's in the back of my mind, and I'm always trying to portion out my food, even if I forget to take a picture here and there. Yeah, that's about it.
Perfect.
Back to you, Coach Jackie.
Thank you, Carmen. I really appreciate the kind words. I'm very happy that this is working great for you, Carmen. Kind of that's kind of the idea. That's why we do this. Again, it's really important to understand that Patrick and I have created a program that works. We've created the process. We give you guys the steps. All you gotta do is follow the steps. That's it. Keep it simple. Don't complicate your life. Okay. Even on a bad day, if you just stick to the simple to-do list that we have on your trainer eyes, that's all you need. Okay. You take it one workout at a time, one picture at a time. Right now, Carmen, I know she's having food storage problem because her fridge is not working or something along this line. I think I saw on the message, but think about how hard that might get, right? Like that would be like a major obstacle to your process because you're not able to prep food. You're not able to plan your meals properly because you're not able to store them, right? But she's still doing amazing. She's still being very conscious, mindful about her food, and still getting the best results despite all these challenges, right? So there really is no excuse. There isn't. I don't know. I don't understand how people keep finding excuses. Anyway, so far I've heard everything. I have yet to find an excuse that makes me laugh. But if you guys find something, let me know. Anyways, thanks Carmen. I really appreciate sharing your words with us and showing us that there is really no excuse. Okay, let's see who hopped on next. Donna, can you talk? Is it okay?
Yeah. Are we just sharing our wins, or what are we sharing?
Yes, successes and challenges. I just wanted to make sure that your son is not sleeping.
Okay, no. Okay, so two things I think stand out for me. It's more in the head, but like, we very beginning of the program was like, okay, 90% of it's nutrition, and then like, what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat, and I feel like the dots are connecting even more about it. Like, I just feel like, at first I was right, the portions and then, or like, oh, do I can't have this and that. And then it was like my attitude had to adjust. And then it was like, and then I just thought, I need to eat more vegetables. And then it was like, wait a minute. Okay, well then, anyway, week by week, it was like, okay, actually, if I just follow the exact portion amounts, because it's, again, 90% is nutrition, even though we're working out every day. And so like that dot is just connecting, like how am I going to lose the fat in all these different little pockets? It's not just like exercise, like how do we access, the body needs to access it, right? And so that's kind of connecting. And I've been doing 14 to 16 hours intermittent fasting every day. And I think the big thing as an Asian is like, I think it's like, I realize there's this kind of hidden subconscious belief, like, oh, it's bad to be hungry. Or like, and even you're hungry, like, oh, I need to eat something. And then I feel like my brain's starting to kind of, it's okay to feel hungry at the right time of the day. And so like, and I think I recognize, like, because at the dinner time, it's supposed to be veggies and protein and no carb. It's like, that's like the critical meal, make sure I'm eating. And that's sometimes like I like eating the right amount, eating like the right portions and what I'm eating. I feel like that's really been critical in seeing, okay, and then seeing that, and then that intermittent fasting through the night, and then having breakfast about 15 to 16 hours later has been a huge shift in mindset, actually, to be able to do that. But I've been seeing results in that in like the last couple of weeks, just seeing it come down about 4 or 5 pounds. And of course now it's coming up again. It's like, okay, I know I ate more meat and extra, I had like double portion of veggies and like 1.5 portions of meat. I'm like, oh, there are other factors, but I just recognize like, just it's the mind kind of connecting the dots in the mind and my subconscious like biases or what my beliefs are, and just like aligning it to the process. So I feel like there's been wins in my mind, and the dots are connecting more.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing, Donna. There's a lot of stuff there. I feel like you just hit enlightenment, and like all the dots are connecting, and all of a sudden everything is clear. But that's great. I'm very happy to hear that. And think about it. The way you're talking now, it makes it feel like, oh, this is actually very simple to do. Right? It's not meant to be that complicated or that hard. This is meant to be very, very simple, right? Because again, I'm very upset about how much information is out there and how much misinformation is out there, right? Because again, it's an industry that is trying to make money, right? So complicating things helps them make money, but it's really very simple. It's about just you. It's about you getting better with your habits. That's it. That's it. All you need is a little bit of accountability to help you get there. But it's nothing fancy. You don't need, what do you call those things? CrossFit training, all that weird type of diets. I've heard too many weird things by now. I don't want to. Anyways, you find something that works for you and you try to eliminate the small bad habits, try to implement good habits, small changes. That's all this is about. Right? Keeping things simple.
And Donna,
Yes.
you've had an awesome September. Kind of the end of August, early September, you're on like vacation. You're able to maintain, drop steadily, but vacation. But September, you've been like absolutely crushing it. So nice work.
Perfect. All right. Jane, thank you for joining. How's it going, Jane? I can't hear you. So if you can unmute your microphone, talk to us a little bit. Why don't you share with us some of your successes, some of your challenges? Oh, you have to unmute. You have to unmute. Here, hold on. Yeah, perfect.
Hi. Yeah, since I start working out again, and I feel better. I know that I'm losing weight. Did I? So yeah, and I tried my best for the nutrition as much as I could, but sometimes I need to spoil myself. Yeah, but I worked out last time from you guys and I stopped.
Yeah.
And I start again, and before when I stop, I gain weight a lot and I get lazy. And then when Patrick called me and I why not to start again, right? So now when I start the workout and I feel so great and I'm losing weight, I'm light. I still have some sore in my body for a couple of days, but it's getting there.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Jane. I'm happy to hear that you're starting to see some results again after you stop for a few months and then you notice that your weight is creeping back up and then you start again. See, you get back to the process. Nothing changed really. You just get back to the same process. If you stick to it and you do the same things consistently, you're going to maintain the weight. You don't have to go yo-yo back up and down again, right?
Yeah.
How about this time? This time, let's do it right. Let's set up the right habits, right? With consistency. And then you don't have to do, get all the way up again in weight and then have to drop it again. That's just, too much work.
Yeah.
Right? All right. Yeah. So as usual, just be consistent with everything, Jane. Try your best to show up for all the workouts. Do the ones that I assigned to you. If you can't make it to the live, join the coaching sessions. This is really important because throughout the week, I feel like some people that don't join, they don't get to see us enough. They don't get to interact with us enough. They don't get to hear all these things. They don't get motivated enough to continue and maintain that consistency. If you don't surround yourself with that positivity and with the right mindset and attitude, then this is going to be really hard, unnecessarily hard. This is why it's so important to just show up, even if you turn off your thing, your video, and you're just listening, you're in the car or something, that's fine. You don't have to participate, you just need to listen. And if you miss it, go to the website. We post all of them. I don't think a lot of people listen to them. The best is the live experience, but if you miss it, listen to them, go there, watch them over and over again if you have to. I promise, sometimes I read the same book like 5-6 times until it gets in there, and every single time I find a piece, a puzzle that I missed. Every time, and then it just, I get what Donna had, it just connects. It's just like, oh my God, you know, how did I miss this? Sometimes something makes sense, but sometimes you just have to do the same things over and over again. Okay, and remember to show up every Saturday. All right, I think I got to everybody. I'm pretty happy I took the time to do this, get to listen to everyone. Did I miss anyone? No, right? Awesome. Okay, so today what I wanted to talk to you guys about is systems. Setting up the right systems to help you build the right habits. I talk about habits all the time. And like I said before, this is what it's about. It's about building the right habits. So how we do this is systems. All right. Now, I'm sure most of you guys will agree that you've said this at some point, that why is it so hard to lose weight? Why is it so hard for me to lose weight? Right? Most people have said that. Do you guys agree? Is it hard to lose weight? Tell me. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So most people will agree about this. That yeah, it is hard, right? What's harder is to not actually lose the weight, is to make sure that you're keeping it off forever. That's even harder. Losing the weight is actually pretty easy. Okay. So the reason why people have a hard time losing the weight permanently is most of the time people are asking the wrong questions. All right. So most people will start like, okay, I got some like little love handles. What kind of exercise I should do to lose those belly fat? How do I get, six-pack abs? Can I do I need to be eating less carb, more carb? It can get a lot more complex with just simple questions like this, but these are all the wrong questions. If you want to keep off the weight permanently, this is the wrong question. It's the wrong attitude, it's the wrong mindset, it's the wrong expectations. Everybody knows how to lose weight. You eat healthy, you exercise regularly, everybody knows that, right? Right? Everybody knows that. So what we need to do then, because remember, it revolves around habit building, what we need to do is set up the systems around us that encourage those behaviors that would lead us to our goals and keep us on this path. Okay, does that make sense? We need to build systems. So the question you should be asking me is, how can I be consistent with my training, with my nutrition, and at the same time, how do you enjoy the process? So if you want to change your lifestyle for good, you have to build systems around you, processes around you, structures, a framework around you that will help you make every single decision as automatic as possible. What do I mean by that? Let me give you an example. I used this example last week. If you guys were here last week, we talked about this a little bit. Let's say that I want to make eating more fruits, like as a snack or something, a habit. This is what I want to make a habit. Right now, my habit is eating chocolate, but I want to replace them and make eating fruits a habit. To help me with this habit, which is a habit that I want to maintain long-term, I gotta build a system, a process, an environment around me that will help me make this behavior close to being as automatic as possible. You want to set up a system so that you don't even need to make a decision. So think about this. I want to know what do you guys usually do, or what kind of action would you take to make this habit possible? I'm curious. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. So again, my goal is to turn eating fruits as a snack into a habit. Take a minute. And then whenever you guys are ready, let me know. You can hop on. You can lift your hand up. Let's take a minute. And a little hint, I talked about this last week. That's right, Gail. Now, how do you make that happen? Let's go a little bit in depth. You can unmute and say it, so it can help others too, because I don't think everybody can see their chat.
I guess you plan your meal already and know what you're going to have for snack for today.
Okay.
Or for the week. So then when you're at work, you already have it packed and it's ready to go. This is my 10 o'clock snack. Well, at school, there's recess time. So, you know, that works well for me when there's set times throughout the day and I know what I have for breakfast, what I have packed for lunch, snacks, and things like that.
That's great. This is great. Have your meals prepped and ready. This is what we talked about this week, right, Patrick? All right, meal prepping, meal planning. All right, perfect. I love it, Gail. All right, let's see. Nicole, you say it. You say it.
Just have them ready, right? Like usually I wash them and I even cut some and have them ready in a plastic bag or container in the fridge. And when it's your snack time, go and grab it.
That's right. That's right.
And
simple.
Don't have chocolates in the house either.
There you go. There you go. There you go. All right. Anyone else? Think about it. Think about it. I want to know think about, be creative. What kind of system could you set up to make eating fruits as automatic as possible, so you don't even have to think about it? So far, what we have from Nicole is get rid of the bad snacks, right? And increasing, so accessibility, having them plan, portion, wash, prep from Gail. All these are great. What else? Can you guys think of anything else?
Carmen here. I was thinking, when it comes to my morning routine, I usually have a smoothie like Patrick. I think I could take that one step further as soon as I can and portion out, for example, the blueberries. So I always have an exact amount that needs to go in the blend and the spinach, and then it's just easy to throw it in. That's how I could take that one step further.
Perfect. So what I used to do, is I would actually portion in little Ziploc bags. I would pre-portion frozen fruits in like small Ziplocs, and then I would just keep them in the freezer. And then I would just grab one little Ziploc and put it in my blender. Simple, right? So then again, you're planning, preparing for these things. So then it's an easy choice. So one other thing that you guys can do, I love all the recommendations you guys gave. I think that's perfect. That's pretty much what I would have said. Something else that you guys can do is that the fridge, putting stuff, wash your fruits, put them in the middle of the fridge, because most people go for the middle of the fridge as soon as they open it. So if you have a bowl of fruits there, you will grab that first. As soon as you open, you see that's the first thing that you see, gonna go for it. Okay. So remember, the goal is you have to make the decision as automatic as possible. Every single time you make a decision, when you need to make a decision, you run the risk of making a wrong decision. There's still that chance, right? Because you're asking yourself, what do I want to eat for snack? You don't want to have to ask yourself that, okay? Because you are not always consistent with what is going on in your day-to-day life. Sometimes unexpected things, shit happens, guys, okay? Maybe you have a bad day at work. Maybe you have an assignment to complete, you have an exam coming up, you see things will happen. And sometimes you don't have control over these things, right? So it's really important that on the days that you know you're gonna have a struggle, you try your best to minimize making a decision on those days. Because it is on those days where when you don't feel like giving it 100%, it is on those days that your decision matters the most. Do you give in? Do you eat a cake? Do you have some beer? Or do you be consistent? Sometimes it can be a hard decision, right? So how do you stay consistent? Now, like I said, what if you did not even have to make that decision on a day like that? What if you already had a system built for that particular day? Then chances are you would have been sticking to that good habit without even thinking about it, right? So some days you will just not have the willpower to make the right decision. On those days, you don't want to rely on your willpower because you got nothing left in the tank, right? You see, as good as your intentions may be, the fact that you've been positively reinforcing bad habits over so many years will make it easy to revert back to your old self. So it will take some time before the good habits, the new habits become automatic. This is why when you set up the right systems around you and you encourage positive behavioral changes. Okay, now set up the system once so you don't have to go through the same decision every single day. Every single time you open the fridge, you expose yourself to more chances of making the wrong decision. Let me give you a scenario. Aisa, I know Coach Patrick talked to you last time. I think that was after the workout or something, right? So Aisa, I know you had a few trouble lately, some challenges. For you guys who don't know, she's super busy. She's a mom of three, right? Three, Aisa, right? She has her own business, so she's a self-starter, and very few of us actually know how challenging that can be. So she finds herself sometimes making the wrong choices when it comes to food. It is challenging for everyone. At the end of the day, right? Let's think about this for a minute. I've been through something like this, right? It happened to all of us. This is a very common theme for many of us. You're back home from work, you're exhausted, you got kids to feed, you got more work for the next day. The last thing you want to do at that point is to rely on your willpower to make a decision, because guess what? You're going to find out today that you're human after all, right? Today's the day you're going to realize that you deserve some wine, then you deserve some chips, and then some TV. See, it's a vicious cycle, all from one decision, right? But all of that could have been avoided simply by setting up a system. You don't want to have to make a decision. You don't want to have to rely on your willpower because you got none left at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, it's just going to be like, hey, husband, wife, I just need a minute. You know, you want your space. You don't want to have to make a decision. So I'm gonna let you guys think about this. Okay, Aisa, if Patrick already told you the answer to this, you don't have to say anything yet. But what kind of system could we build? Let's think about this, okay? What kind of system could we build to fix this kind of situation, to make sure that we don't have to make a decision when, let's face it, willpower, motivation, all that good stuff Aki talks about went right out the window, right? So what will be a good support framework that will help you be consistent with a behavior that aligns with your goals, which is losing weight, right? Can you guys think of something? I'll give you guys a minute. Let's think about it. Whenever you guys are ready, let me know. Remember, the challenge is you show up, you're tired, you got kids to feed, you got a dog to feed, you got a cat to feed, you got a pigeon, parrot, whatever the hell you have. You got a husband to feed, that's another big mammal. You know, so you got a lot of things going on. And at that point, you're so tired, you gotta You don't want to have to make a decision. So what kind of system do you set up for that? So you don't have to make that one decision at the end of the day. Oh, don't worry, Isa. We're going to talk about the answer in a second.
One thought could be like on a Sunday, being more intentional with setting aside an hour and like prepping everything. Like prepping that little section. Yeah.
Yep. This is exactly what I was trying to get to. Meal prepping, right? Isa, why don't you share with us what Patrick told you when you asked, maybe share with us what question you asked, and then you tell us what Patrick shared with you.
Actually, I think it wasn't so much more of a question, but I think he felt my frustration because I just went on a verbal dump. I was just sharing how frustrated I was, and he just went to take a look at what I've been doing for food and everything, and when I'm weighing myself. So he just got me back on track. But the gist of it is really for a lot of us who are busy, it's the meal prep. He resent me the sheets as well, because we got to figure out, what are we eating during lunch or breakfast, lunch, dinner, what food should we have available. And one of the things that he talked a lot about last week was the auto meals, the automatic meals. So making sure that you have something to grab, so you're not dependent on the timing, how busy you are, and in my case, on emotions, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So you don't want to rely on those things. You don't want to let those things affect you, right? Patrick, go for it.
I also asked you which days that you're the most busy. What did you say?
I said Wednesdays. Actually, pretty much all of them. Wednesdays, Mondays, Sundays are bad. Well, not bad days, but bad food days, because I end up at my parents and it's carb overload.
When you know those days are going to be rough, what would we like you to do to kind of better prep for those days?
Coach asked me to prep my meals on certain days, so make sure that on Sundays I do my meal prep. Tuesdays, Thursdays, I do my meal prep, so that I do have that ready to go and I already know what I'm eating or what I should eat.
Exactly. So on your meal planning sheet, just highlight the days that you're really busy, so that you don't go into that busy day and just getting like hit in the face because you come home like super tired, right? You want to be proactive. So first step is just highlighting those busy days, so that okay, this is my busy days. And the second step is, building a system around it. Okay, I got to make sure I meal prep and I bring my dinner, especially for these days, because I know I'm going to be really, really tired, or make sure I have my lunch ready to go. And then next time you meal prep a little bit extra, put it in the freezer. So you'll also have some emergency foods ready to go as well. That's another system, having emergency foods. So that on the days that, like for Carmen, your fridge breaks, or Gail, like have big conference coming up, or you have your 3 kids and one of them needs your attention and can't cook for whatever reason, pull your meal prep out of the freezer and it's ready to go, right? That's another system you can do. So first system, highlighting the days that you're busy. Second, prepping for those busy days. And then number 3, having some emergency food set aside in case the first or the second system failed you. So now you have a backup system.
Correct. All right. So this is pretty much where I was getting to. Everyone has busy days. It's a simple matter of planning and preparing, having a system for those days. Okay. If you have a system, and look, you don't have to prep all your meals for the entire week. Like Patrick said, highlight the days that you're going to be busy, that is a day that you're going to have no willpower, motivation to make the right decision. You're not going to make a good choice. And on those days, have a system built for it. Simple, right? Now, a lot of people, I didn't talk about a lot today, just talk about one thing, systems. You might think that how can such like a simple change or simple things like this make such a big impact, setting up systems, right? How can such a little modification help me lose weight? So what I find is a lot of us are under the impression that in order to see a massive improvement so in our case, weight, or pretty much anything else in life, really, work, goals, business, whatever it is, most of us believe that we need to take massive actions, right? Like a big step, and then we put so much pressure on ourselves. It's almost like we have to make this like earth-shattering improvement that everyone will talk about, everyone will comment about, right? So I am discussing just this one thing today, planning and setting up system. And while it's not a big change, like I get it, I understand, like improving something by just 1% isn't really sexy, right? But believe me, it is far more meaningful, especially in the long run. The difference a tiny improvement can make over time is more powerful than you can imagine. Working on your habits is like, what do you call this? Compound interest of self-improvement. Okay, just like money multiplies by compound interest, the effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them over and over again. But you need to have the right system to allow these repetitions to happen consistently enough to become automatic. Each repetition of a good or a bad habit on their own may seem like they deliver little to no difference on a day-to-day basis, but over a few months or years, this is when you're going to start noticing the value of a good habit or the cost of a bad habit. Okay? I'm going to leave you guys with this today. I hope you guys learned something valuable. So when you guys have a goal, I'm just going to summarize quickly. When you guys have a goal, first thing that comes to mind is, what system can I build to achieve that goal? That's it. You ask yourself that question and you create a system once. That's all you need. Any questions, guys? Questions or comments? Patrick and I are happy to take them. If not, this is all I wanted to share with you guys today. Thank you so much for joining, participating. I love this sense of community you guys have. I want to see more of that. I encourage it. I know, Aisa, last time you were encouraging, who was that? The other lady? You guys remember? Oh, it was Patrick, who's I can't remember her name. She has kids. She was struggling with her dad's passing away.
Lisa.
That's right, Lisa. Thank you. Yeah, so thank you so much for participating, guys, and supporting each other. I really like it. It's helping a lot more than you think. And this is the idea. Let's keep helping more people. Let's keep changing more lives. And yeah, let's take it one day at a time. Okay? All right, awesome. You guys are all set for the weekend. If you guys have any questions, we're going to stay behind for a couple minutes.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Yeah, take care.